Hey guys, so we got the Intangir Extreme trial on Global recently, which means the next Extreme trial to come to Global should be Antenolla. So this video might be a little bit early, but I figured I'd go ahead and show a preview for Antenolla, how to do the fight. I think I only did this trial once on the JP server and haven't really gone back, I think. But anyway, we're going to be using units that are available on Global as of right now. I think my last clear used like Poppy and stuff, which we're obviously not going to have. So we're going to be using this team. We're going to be using Cecil for covering magic. The boss does non-elemental as well as fire and earth magic. And it uses 100% fire and earth in perils. So we're going to try to get to about 200% after a buff. So we won't have that right away on turn 1, but we're going to use some other buffs to survive turn 1. Luna Freya is for magic mitigation, spirit break immunity, AoE re-raise, and just overall healing. We're not really going to use a dedicated actual healer. We're going to use just like regenerations to top off the team. So Luna Freya is going to do that for us. Vaughn is going to be the passive provoke evasion tank. He's also going to be our breaker and fire imperil. Now he's dual wielding katanas. Antenolla has the break gauge bar. You need to use katana, rods, or whips to break it. Unlike Intangir, there is no weapon that's better than the other. It's all three of those are equally as effective. So just pick your favorite between katana, rod, or whip. So we're using one katana. We're also using his sword for the other hand, so he won't be quite as good of a breaker. And we gave him the barrage materia just to help out on free turns. Rosa is going to be the dedicated gauge breaker. She's dual wielding rods for the vulnerability. She'll use her healing and cooldowns every now and then if needed, but for the most part, she's just going to be there for breaking the gauge. And then we're going to be using Neovision's Rain as our DPS. You can use any DPS you want, but AoE damagers are a little bit easier just because they can AoE the leaves and all easier, and then you can focus on the body quicker. Single target DPS does work. You have to single target all the leaves one at a time until you get to the body. But we're going to use Rain because he's AoE. We gave him some plant killer. Let's see. 275 plant killer, decentish attack. Mine's a little squishy, or like a lot squishy. He's probably going to die on the big AoE turn, but we'll cover that more when I get there. And then Deuce built me a really nice Rain. Same thing, got really high attack. I think he's at maxed plant killer. Yep, maxed plant killer, status immunity. I should mention the boss does all the statuses, by the way. And we'll show the gear real quick. His shift form is, well, not geared. I actually told him the shift form. I'm not going to be using it, so don't worry about it, so that's why. But all of my team is immune to statuses, except for Rain. I made him immune to the important statuses. He's not immune to, like, poison and all that, but whatever. Alright, let's give it a go. So there's going to be an ambush. It doesn't deal any damage. Just during the ambush, the boss buffs himself. And these buffs, I'm pretty sure you can't remove them, if I remember correctly. So there's, no point in trying to remove them. Each of the flower pieces gives him a buff. So once those flowers all die, those buffs will stop happening. So we're going to go ahead and AoE Imperil and break with Vaughn. This first turn is going to be, if I remember correctly, fire and earth magic. So we're going to cover and mitigate with Cecil. Luna Freya is going to stat buff us and regeneration. Rosa will start breaking the gauge. Just, the quicker we can break it, the better. Let's wait for her to finish real quick, because I don't want to change targets, which will mess it up. As you see, the barrage nerf is live on the JP server, so her barrage is doing less damage per hit, but it's fine. Alright, so for Rain, we're going to go ahead and do his AoE or his imbue thing on himself and the friend. That's an AoE chain. We're also going to want to, let's see, AoE chain. I don't use Rain very often. This is his AoE chain as well. Alright, and then friend is going to just AoE chain 3 times. Okay. So the body's going to take very, very low damage until all the leaves are dead and the gauge is broken. But the leaves are almost all dead at this point. Yeah, AoE damage makes it a little bit easier. There's the Imperil. Now here's the fire and earth attacks. It hits pretty hard, really hard, because we're not immune. We just couldn't fit resistance buffs yet. How long does that imbue last on rain? 5 turns? Okay, good. Alright, so now let's just go ahead and chain with rain again. We can just go ahead and break again with Vaughn. Let's see, Luna Freya can give us a better stat buff. Let's go ahead and do that with her LB. Cecil. Let's see. Cecil's going to re-raise himself. He's probably going to die here, but that's okay. Chain stance and... Actually, if I give him resistance, he shouldn't die. But I'm gonna re-raise anyway. Alright, Cecil may die here. If he does, whatever. Let's go ahead and hit the gauge with Rosa before we do anything. We're not going to break it, so let's go ahead and do our chaining. This should kill all the leaves. Perfect. So now the boss won't get buffed anymore. He's probably going to kill our Cecil, I think. We gave him re-raise, though, so it won't really matter. Oh, no, he survived. Perfect. We're good. Alright, this turn is going to be a lot of damage on our Cecil. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and have Cecil heal himself and change stance. Let's see, Vaughn. But the boss isn't buffed anymore, so it should be okay. I think we can break the gauge here. Got it. Alright, we'll go ahead and use Vaughn to break. Let's go ahead and do a Magnus and then a double chain. We'll just use the better chain now with Rain. Let's see, Luna Freya, we want to heal over time. And we want to do immunity to Spirit Breaks, because the boss is going to start using Spirit Breaks now. Go ahead and do some damage. As you see, once the gauge is broken, you do relatively better damage. So now there's going to be 3 non-elemental magic attacks, and the boss puts up mitigation, so he's going to take less damage for the next few turns, which is annoying, especially because we just broke the gauge. He puts up Mirage as well on these turns, but it's not too important. Alright. Let's go ahead and do our damage with our chainers. Alright, we'll use Rosa, let's see here, to cure the debuffs on my units, and we'll do a mana regen. Alright, Cecil, let's see, it's this stance. Let's re-raise himself, change stance, and cover. Let's see, it's turn 4. We don't need any buffs with Luna Freya yet. Vaughn can just keep his breaks up. Alright, there goes the gauge again. Very exciting. Alright, we're going to use Vaughn this turn to barrage. We're going to use Rosa to break gauge. Yeah, this fight's not the most exciting, but here it is. That was turn It's turn 5 right now, actually. That was turn 4. Yeah, there's going to be just some weak attacks this turn. Won't really matter much. Let's go ahead and re-imbue, do a regen, and this. We'll just do this and this. We'll go ahead and do our chaining. Let's have Cecil do an LB here for the mitigation. We're going to need that coming up soon. It's turn 5. We're going to need Magic Mitt and Break Immunity with Lunafreya. So there's going to be some single target magic attacks that go towards Vaughn. We'll cover them with Cecil. As well as physical attacks that Vaughn... Oh, we're not using Cecil's good mitigation. Alright, turn 7 is going to be a real painful turn. So we're going to use Cecil to mitigate, big mitigate, and... Oh, down at that. Let's see. Big mitigate and change. Did I do the right thing? Nope, I didn't. I knew I didn't. There we go. Cooldown and change stance, because it's going to last for 2 turns. Rosa will break the gauge. Vaughn will refresh big breaks. Let's do an AoE re-raise with Lunafreya. And a heal. Let's see if we can break the gauge all the way this turn. Probably not. Nah, we didn't. Oh well. Let me see. Which one of these is Rain's good attack buff? Looks like I kind of wasted the Magnus on Rain. Oh well. Okay, so next turn we'll be able to break this gauge and all. And we have attack break in our team. Boo. Alright, let's break the gauge with Rosa. We're going to guard Vaughn because he has a little bit lower health. Let's do this, and then Earth Resist with Cecil. Let's see. We don't need that. Okay. So this turn is going to be a really powerful AoE. Let's go ahead and do some damage. It's a magical AoE, and we do have magic mitigation from Cecil and 50% general mit. But it's still going to probably kill the Rains because they're relatively squishy. We got re-raise though. Oh hey, with Cecil's 75% mit, we survived. Awesome. Okay, in that case, let's keep damaging. I want to do anything first? Not really. Let's go ahead and do our damage here. And now the cycle repeats. And that's the whole fight, basically. As long as you can survive that turn 7, you're good. Let's heal with Lunafreya and do this. Cecil will fire resist and change stance. He's going to take no damage. Rosa, your cooldown's not ready. Damn it. Alright, Rosa will just heal the team. Vaughn didn't quite get his LB, so we'll just break regular. And the bar comes back. And now here it is again. Fire and earth attacks. Now, this won't take quite as long to do this fight if you're using better DPS. Range DPS, you know, it's fine and all, but it's definitely on the lower end. Let's do this. Vaughn will barrage. Lunafreya will do this. Cecil will that, and that. Let's see. Rain will re-imbue. We'll go ahead and chain. Won't matter. Not going to break. Yeah, the boss takes very, very low damage while his gauge is up. And especially because of the gauge nerf, it takes a lot to break the gauge. If you've got Neovision's Axstar, dual wielding katanas with his special break, it'd be really good for this. But I don't have him. All right, so it's the fire and earth attacks again, but Cecil's now immune because of the resist buffs. Go ahead and do this. Yeah, the boss is still broken. We'll just barrage again. I don't think this is gonna break the gauge, but it might. We'll see. Do some mana regen with Luna Freya. No, we're gonna get really close, but not quite. Oh well. Do Cecil's LB. So close. And we're probably gonna win next turn. Oh yeah, now this is when the boss starts doing Mirage. Oh, he has the mitigation up too. We actually might not win at the next turn. Yeah, he has 2 turns of mitigation now. Big headache. Alright, Rosa will cure that disease from my reign, and she'll finish off the gauge. Vaughn will break. Cecil will heal himself and change stance. Lunar Freya will give stat mitigation. Alright. And let's go ahead and chain with our reigns. The boss currently has 50% mitigation. Big headache. Alright. And then the Mirage, but the counter takes care of that. Yeah, this fight's not hard, it's just long. He's really tanky, that gauge is obnoxious. Alright. And the boss has mitigation again, so this is going to do pretty low damage. Oh, we're still going to win, though. Or not. Or not. You know, whatever. We'll kill him through the gauge next turn. Hey, look, the gauge is back. I think this is the turn he does the single target physicals. Yep. And then some single target magic that we cover. Pretty easy. Alright, Cecil. And there it is. We win. Barely. 13 turns. Really easy fight, just super tanky. If you're using better DPS than Rain, this would obviously be way quicker. And because my Rain is EX0, I can't shift and do his big burst damage, which would have been real nice. But there we go. Super easy fight, just long. There's the preview. Look forward to it when it comes on Global. Later.